So that is that for the freeze pane. So what I'll do is I'll unfreeze it so that I go back to my normal mode. Then we can also have split. So you can divide the window. So if you hover the mouse, it gives you a screen tip. Divide the window into different panes that each scroll separately. So if you come and click on, let's say, row number 17, that is cell A17, then I click on split, you would have two scroll bars on our right. So once I click on split, so this will scroll individually and independently of what is down here. So depending on what you are using this particular tool for, you can just explore and see how best this would work for you. So you have two separate items you want to make comparison, but if you don't split it, as you scroll down, it disappears. So if I take the split off and I scroll down, you see whatever is up there disappears. So it's a very useful tool you can take advantage of. So that's basically it. Then we have what hide. So we can hide the current window. So if I want to hide it, see it's gone. So it appears as though there is nothing happening within this particular workbook. So if you want to bring it back, then you go to what unhide. So assuming you are working on it and you get sent by your boss and you don't want your colleague to tamper with whatever you are doing, you just hide it. When the person opens, what is this guy doing? Okay, there is nothing here. So you just come in here, you unhide, then you get it back. So depending on the workbooks you've hidden, once you click, you unhide. You can also hide worksheets. So in as much as you can hide worksheets, you can also hide workbooks. So once you click, it comes back. So that is basically for the window group, and these are not active because these will deal with two separate workbooks opened. So let's see how best we can explore this particular option. So I go to file, then probably let me open another workbook. So let's say Google Classroom project. So once it opens, then we will talk about, okay, it is still opening. So I can come to view, then I'll say what view side by side. So once I click on view side by side, this is what happens. So it's more or less like the view that we did where it was tiled horizontally. Then once synchronous scrolling is active, as I scroll from the top, the down also scrolls alongside. So that is what view side by side means and what we mean by synchronous scrolling. But if it were to be in Microsoft Word, you have the option to view side by side vertically, but in Microsoft Excel, it tiles it horizontally. So that's the difference. So if you want to reset it to window position, then you just click on it to reset. Then uncheck the view side by side, then you come back to your normal view. Then we also have what switch windows. So assuming you have about 10 or 20 different workbooks open, what people normally do is they use the Alt and Tab to switch between the various workbooks, which to me is not an effective way of doing it. Or they come and click on the Excel icon on the taskbar and they just move in between the separate windows. So you can actually come to switch windows. You have all the open workbooks. You click, then it makes them active. You click, it makes it active for you to work on. So that is basically for the window group. Then we also have the last item, which is macros, which deals with VBA, but we will not go deep into that. But I'll just explain how it works. So macros basically comes in when you are frequently fond of using a particular tool or a particular function. So you would want to record that process, and anytime you want to repeat those processes to a particular cell or a range of cells, you don't go through that trouble. So let's say we have serial number and name. Okay, so once I type that, I'll need to record it because I want to apply certain formats to it. So I'll click on record macro and give it a name. So formatting of headings, and you don't bring spaces. So we want to record it in this workbook. So what is the shortcut key? So if I press Ctrl plus a particular key, it should execute this particular macro. So I'll say Ctrl plus 1, then I'll store it in this workbook or my personal macro workbook or a new workbook. So since we are dealing with this workbook, I'll just maintain it as that. Then I'll click on OK. Okay, shortcut key must be a letter. Okay, sorry for that. So Control plus, let's say M. So I'll use M. Then I'll click on OK. So now, if you check the status bar, the macro is currently recording. So the system is waiting for your action. So I'll go to the Home tab. I'll change it to Algerian. I will probably apply this particular fill color. Then I'll change the color to white. Then I'll also come and do a double underline. So this is what I've done, and this is the exact feature or formatting I need applied to every heading that I'm working with. So once the recording is done, I go back to my View tab. I'll come to my macros. Then I'll say stop recording. So now it's been stopped. So if I come to sheet 3, then I type, let's say, serial number, I type name, I type class, whatever it is. Then I come to macro. I can go to view macro. So what I'll do is I'll select it first, come to macro, I go to view macro, formatting of headings, then I'll just click on run. So once I click on run, it is applied. So if I come in here, I come view macros, then I'll say run, then it will be applied. So that is how you can use macros. So if you're fond of always using a particular tool for a particular purpose, a particular feature, you always apply it to a certain range of cells, you can just record it as a macro so that you don't go through the process of getting that same exact feature or formatting characteristics for a particular range of cells or group of cells. So what I'll do is I'll make available the practice exercises, questions with their proposed solutions or steps for solving them in our Google Classroom for you to download, get the Excel files, which I've already shared with you under the streams section of the Google Classroom. Then you work on it and see how best you can be productive with the tools under the View tab. So I really appreciate your time and see you in my next lesson where we discuss the Review tab. And that will be something exciting to look at. Then once I'm done, I'm just leaving the formulas tab for the last, as we'll be discussing a lot of formulas. So we take it step by step, bit by bit, and in no time, you'll become a Microsoft Office specialist in Excel 2016 or 2019.